role like the Io no Kata.
Yes.
That's the historical show.
Right.
So
She is the wife of Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and she's also she's not a peasant, but she's a kind of lower samurai class. But she's when I read her biography, she's kind of mother figure for everyone. And after Taiko Hideyoshi, her husband is dead, she became a nun, and she's trying to, she likes Ieyasu Tokugawa, and she really respects him, and he respects her. And she actually lived long, historically.
She had serendipity to find Ieyasu as the heir to Hideyoshi's dream of having a peaceful land.
Right.
Io no Kata was it's like a mother figure, like you said. So even the hostage children, when she got sick, they came to visit her.
Yes.
So there's a bonding because of her loving, nurturing way.
Yes, I think so. When Hideyoshi was young, and those young kids, including Ishida Mitsunari, they were the young kids, apprentices to learning and practicing. So she's kind of mother figure to raise them.
Yes.
So that's why she knows everybody's the personality, the tendencies. So no, this person we cannot ask this person to do this. So she knew who they are. That's why I think she figured out Ieyasu is the one who can really integrate the whole Japan to unite it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you are the perfect Io no Kata. I think.
I have a question for you. How important is it for you to portray the Japanese culture and on international stages and on film?
Yes, before I came out from Japan, before I come to New York, United States, and go to see Japan from outside, because I grown up with Japanese culture, and that is with me. And when I looked back to Japan, I saw how beautiful and how sensitive Japanese culture is. And I go back and forth. So I took lessons when I get back to Japan, and coming back, and it's staying with me. Then after certain years I've been here, the new Japanese young actors came from Japan. They didn't quite having those Japanese culture with them. So that is, I can say, you know your own culture better, and because that is you actually. When you come to go to other country, so who you are is you are Japanese. And I realized when I came here, just starting acting, no way I can be an American.
No, of course not.
Because I'm not.
No.
So just trying to, even just speaking English, I don't have any knowledge of the history or cultural history or conflict. Or, those things is very, very important to be an American actor. I don't have it.
Well, I think you have some of it.
Yeah,
Because just
I think I
because
know
the way
what you're saying.
well, for me, the way you just explained that to me, it wasn't you using your hand gestures like Americans do. They're very animated, some of them, and they voice, they tell their opinions. And you also, the only thing I find, which I love about Japanese, they're very humble. They're not show-offs.
Mm-hmm.
They're humble, that they don't feel like, well, they could be you're probably a great actress, but you're not going to say, oh, I'm that good. You're not conceited. You always, I find they say, well, we can do better, which you just stated before. And I think that's a good quality to have. And it's very difficult for people to learn that, I think.
When Japanese is international person, I think that more Japanese you are, more international you are. Because without having your own culture, you're really nothing. You don't compete with quasi-American. You have to be authentic Japanese to be a global
You have to be
person.
yourself, like you said. You have to be yourself.
Right.
You might pick up some qualities, American qualities, but you're being your authentic self, your Japanese self. And you're proud of that.
Yeah. Yes.
You have a tool to convey that to American audience because your English is very good. But your culture, like No or Kabuki, you have all that, and then you are showing it on your stage. That's really amazing, and that's what we need more, I think. The Japanese actor bringing Japanese, but just showing it to American audience in a way they understand.
I hope so. I hope the American audience would see me, it's not Japanese girls, Japanese actresses, but also, it's if they can see me in something, it's oh, that is Japan. It's still different from American culture. If they can see it, that might be great.
When I first came here 30-something years ago, the Japanese was portrayed by Chinese people or Caucasian people with a yellow-brown makeup.
Yellow face. Right.
And talking funny. But we are beyond that age.
Yes.
We are closer to the reality. And the true beauty of Japanese culture was conveyed to American thanks to you or like Shogun this time. Was wonderful.
Yes.
I was almost in tears when I heard Sanada-san made a speech in Japanese.
Yes.
I was very moved.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I think Americans I think that Shogun was really well received.
Yes.
Compared to, with all the shows that Americans be watching on streaming and everything, they were all watching that. I think most people were talking about that show.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I'm so glad. Yeah. Oh,
The
advice? Yes, that is, I know your culture better. And you don't have to like it, you don't have to, but if you'd better know why Japan has this, or Kabuki, or No, or, the Ikebana, or calligraphy. Why it's still there? Because that had some energy and some meaning to affect people's mind, and so that's why people still want to learn. It's not just because it's a culture I have to learn. No, not something like that. I think it's that energy itself, calligraphy itself, comes when you see it or when you're practicing it. It comes to inside of your body and mind, spirit, and it makes fulfill. That's I'm feeling. I'm kabuki dancing. I'm these days started to learn no chanting, and my teacher said all energy up and down, around you. You have to feel it and get it and make it to the voice. So, yes, not just chanting just from mouth to out. It's you have to get the
You're
energy.
like channeling it.
Yes,
Yes.
everything is within you, then you can chant. So the same thing if you want to just to standing on stage and just walk one step, that time you have all energy around you. You are carrying with them. So,
It's like an aura.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
Exactly.
aura. That's
Yes.
the way you're explaining it. Yeah.
Right.
So so forget about how I should dance or how I can do it. Thinking is a totally different stage. So that's why that is Japanese. I think more like a Zen
I think that's
philosophy.
yeah.
Everything.
I think it's like the whole balance.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Just do it, and do it like with a
whole
flow.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did you
Yeah.
apply the thinking when you played Lady Macbeth or Asaji in Throne of Blood?
Yes, because it's also the Ping Chang did Kurosawa's movie bring back to English, and so that Kurosawa tried to make Asaji like a actor.
Yes.
It's with the way to sit and the way to move is Isuzu Yamada-san and the actress. She did and makeup too, very like a no mask. The character.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, I try to get that to the feeling of the of that character.
No mask has no expression, right? Facial expression, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe it's coming from inside.
Yes. Yes. Because if you see the no play, sometimes you don't see anything. But if you're good actors doing it, I can see what really that character is
You
thinking.
can feel it.
Yeah, and what is their emotions going through. Even there's a mask on her, on him. We can see it because he's experiencing.
And then you can feel it.
There was a no stage in Shogun. That was
Yes.
amazing.
They made it. They built. And they invited no actors, and who also Sasai-san, Eisuke-san, he practiced no. So he played another role. And
That was gorgeous, but it's so extravagant. I mean,
it's a real thing,
Yes.
It's not the actors playing or something. It's just
No,
real.
it's
no
very
actor.
realistic.
Yeah.
That's why I was glued to it. I wanted to ask you about we're going to go see the Okuni
yes, in
Yes.
November.
in November, which I'm looking forward to
Yes, thank
to
you.
learn a little more about it.
Well-
I'm sure Yuko knows more about it than I do, but
No.
No?
I don't. I know a little bit of Okuni because she is a historical character,
Yes.
but I don't know how she's going to be portrayed in
Yes.
Amaterasu Za's play.
Yes. Okuni is really historically, we were told she established the Kabuki.
okay.
And Kabuki is, as you know, right now, is all male playing it. But 400 years ago, that Okuni from Izumo City is sort of mid-north of Shimane Prefecture and Izumo City. She came from there. But some people said, no, she's not from Izumo. She came from some Ise Peninsula.
That's
So
because
many,
the
yes, many, the
Imperial
stories.
family.
Yes, stories. But it's anyway. So she started as just like a shrine maiden dance. Also, yayakko mai. It's like a girls, very little girls, is playing dancing. So
Okay.
that is, people loved it because it's so cute, and they became famous. They were invited to many, rich merchants' estate, or sometimes they were invited to the court, imperial court. So they became
To
famous. Perform. And so during the time, she started to not just the dancing, she put it up some dialogue to make it play. And the final, she played men's role. It's like a Takarazuka.
Right.
And some men in the troupe played ladies' role. So they switched.
Reversed.
Swap.
Right.
Yes. And as you know, in Japan, Takarazuka is old female theater company playing girls playing men's role, and it's Kabuki is the man playing women's role. So it's the gender switching is not so offensive in a way. It's a culturally
Yeah, it's
accepted.
acceptable. Yeah, acceptable.
Yeah.
It's nothing
No,
weird about it. No.
right. So that is natural in our culture.
Well, even when I've seen it in the movies, they kind of change it up a little bit, but
Yeah.
I didn't find it. I thought it was very fascinating. It was interesting.
Yeah. So that is why gender problem is not really quite obvious in Japan.
And she's
I
the
can say.
origin of
Yeah.
Kabuki.
Kabuki.
Right now, there's no women playing Kabuki. That's interesting.
Yes, one time I saw all female Kabuki troupe when I was young, but they might still there. But yeah, so anyway, so why I wanted to do is very interesting. That time 400 years ago, that the lady started her own troupe, and she's kind of flamboyant
Yes.
in a way.
Yes.
She did whatever she wanted to create. So that is really fascinating to me. In a way, it's not really, I am not that great, but parallel that I wanted to do something, establish, make the play and myself. And I kind of related her creation. So I wanted to show her life. There is a very, very famous Sawako Ariyoshi's novel, Okuni from Izumo. And that is beautiful, beautiful story. But she's more like, as a woman, how she going through the men, and how her life affected by the man. So that is more very interesting. But I wanted to, this time I want to try to focus to how she created her own dancing, her own story, play with put the dialogue, added dialogue, and how she going to play man, how another man in the troupe going to play women. So why they did it?
How that happened?
Yeah.
Why did it happen? Right.
So that is my interpretation. I put some plot, and that is the play.
I think that sounds fascinating.
You were saying that there are the roles that you want to play and things you want to do, but you couldn't wait for the American producers or director to just assign you to this perfect
Yes.
role. So you did it yourself, and it's perfect.
Yes, because when you're getting older, you can't wait that long.
No.
Actors only wait to somebody write the play, and somebody might able to write Asian role, and it
Right.
could be some Japanese could play.
Might be a long time.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you never
have to
know
wait.
when
We
it's
have no
coming.
control.
So Aiko just jumped right in and did it herself. And
No,
I think it's
not
good.
Jumping. I've been waiting.
Oh, you've been waiting, but
yeah.
you jumped in. You did it.
So it's
It
finally.
was accomplished.
Yeah, because
And before this, you had the Jushingura,
yes.
47 Ronin.
Ronin.
That was like the prelude to this Okuni, because you were playing the Japanese historical story
Yes.
that everyone know in
Yes.
Japan.
Because I love that story, 47 Ronin. It's such a human
Right.
story, and
Standing up for the injustice.
right. Yeah.
And that's not very Japanese.
That's why they are famous, and people love it.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, what do you love about New York City?
New York City, I think, because so many people means different kind, many people came from different countries, like a melting pot.
Yes.
Could say. It's not just Caucasian dominated, the city as some other places, but this New York City is particularly came from everyone came from all over the world, and very not so much. I could say it's very liberal,
Yes.
and so that is really it's comfortable. You can do whatever you want in a way, and nobody really said no to you. Yeah, and the great part is the cuisine. All the world cuisine is
You can
here.
find anything here.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything.
You have a favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite restaurant that you go regularly?
Favorite restaurant? It's a Japanese restaurant.
Oh, I see.
There's a near my neighbor
see.
Tribeca. There, it's a very good sushi restaurant. We love it.
see.
Yeah, and yeah. So New York. Well, also New York is I met my husband, and New York is my home is my most place in New York, the best place in New York, my home.
You live in a pretty fashionable area, a trendy area, right?
Yeah, not really trendy. It's like a Tribeca is very, in a way, not neighborhood area, but it's people lived here. There's a good school system, and quiet. People are not really. Yeah,
It's not a party type of place.
It's a calm
calm place.
and still a neighborhood.
Right. So that is different, totally different from Times Square. So
Oh, I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
Times
I don't think I
Square.
could ever see myself living in
it's
Times
very
Square.
different.
I know people probably do live in that area, but
New York is amazing. The Times Square is part of Manhattan, and Tribeca is another part, and it's totally different.
different.
Yeah. East side, west side, very different
West side, east side,
characteristics.
different. Right.
that's true. The east side is very. I find it very conservative, while the West Side is like, it reminds me of the Village.
Yeah.
Everything goes over there on the West Side.
Right.
But it's funky. But you could enjoy both sides, the east and the.
Yeah.
I think every part of the city has a little gem to it, a little vibe,
Yeah.
and you just have to be open to it.
Yes.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
To really appreciate, to be a real New Yorker, you have to really take it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Do you
being
feel
in New York.
do you feel like you're a New Yorker already? Your husband is a genuine New Yorker.
Yes, he's born in New York and raised in New York. I'm not really, no. The New Yorker, yes, maybe a little bit, but mainly I'm Japanese.
She's Japanese, yeah.
Yes.
She adapted a little bit, but she's truly Japanese. Yes,
Yeah.
I see that already.
Get
Yeah.
that, Japanese beauty side of the Japanese culture is in her.
Oh, thank you, but yeah, from somebody is oh no, she's not Japanese. Maybe somebody might say that.
No, she has a little bit of a New Yorker vibe.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that.
It's a beautiful combination. Very
Yeah.
hard to achieve, really.
Thank you.